This week, we got a major new update for the Steam Deck, including the #1 feature that I've been waiting for years. We'll discuss it. Plus, what's going on with game streaming on the deck? We've got 2 stories to cover just that. Plus, the Horipad for Steam is coming to North America. What does that mean for gaming on the deck while it's docked? All of this and more today. That's right, it's Steam Deck and Linux gaming news time. All right, so first up, we've talked about the Chiaki for Deck application here on the channel before, but for those not familiar, it's a remote play client for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 consoles. Now, what that means is that you can play PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 games remotely on your Steam Deck or a PC using Chiaki for Deck. It's actually super neat, and I've used it many times to play some PS4 exclusives on my Steam Deck. Well, a little while ago, Chiaki for Deck actually changed its name to Chiaki-ng, standing for Next Gen, and they've just released version 1.9.1. Now, this new release has some really neat stuff in it, including automatically being able to wake up discovered consoles when connections are requested instead of requiring the user to wake it up first. Plus, Chiaki-ng supports DualSense haptics on Linux devices, which is extremely cool. Now, if you have a PlayStation and you haven't given this a try, it comes with my highest recommendation. It's free software, and if you have it on deck, you can get it through the Discover store. Now, in gaming and shitification news, NVIDIA GeForce Now is altering the deal. First of all, they're renaming the priority plan to the performance plan and increasing the resolution from 1080p to 1440p. This will also now have ultra-wide support. That sounds nice, right? But if you're on the free plan, NVIDIA says you're being demoted to, quote, basic rigs with varying specs for entry-level cloud gaming and are optimized for capacity. So, if you want to play a nice-looking game, you better pay up, kid. But here's the kicker. Starting in 2025, they're only offering 100 hours of gaming per month. And that's not for the free tier, that's for everybody. At the start of next year, GeForce Now will roll out a 100-hour monthly playtime allowance to continue providing exceptional quality and speeds, as well as shorter queue times for performance and ultimate members. So it's not just limited to the free tier, this is for the paid tier. This ample limit comfortably accommodates 94% of members who typically enjoy the service well within this time frame. Ample limit. I mean, that sounds like AI wrote it or something. So if you do the math, that's a little over 3 hours a day for 30 days. But worry not, because NVIDIA says that this 100-hour cap accounts for 94% of their total members, and they also say that 15 hours of unused playtime will automatically roll over to the next month. Okay, great. Plus, if you run out of time, NVIDIA has thoughtfully considered this conundrum that you might be put in by their rules, so you'll be able to buy some more time, $2.99 for 15 hours of performance, or $5.99 for 15 hours of ultimate. So it's very kind of them to be able to roll over those extra 15 hours that you're having to purchase. Now, again, I mean, 3 hours a day seems excessive to me. I don't play more than, 10 hours a month. But I mean, guys, like, what are we doing here? Like, why do we let them get away with this? Pretty soon, that 100-hour cap is going to become a 90-hour cap, which will accommodate 92% of their total player base. And then it will eventually become an 80-hour cap, and so on and so on. I just know that that's what's going to happen because, it aligns with their interest of making more money. Now, the question is, do any of you watching right now use GeForce Now? If you are using it, I really am interested in hearing your thoughts on this move by NVIDIA. I'd love to hear your opinions, so leave them down in the comments below. And while you're down there, why not like that smash button? It's the best way to tell YouTube you want to see more videos just like this. You can also get subscribed to stay up to date with my weekly videos here on the channel. I usually post a video every Monday and Friday morning, so get subscribed so you don't miss them. I also want to shout out my friend Systrom, who's supporting this show on YouTube. He's a YouTube member. Thank you, Systrom. And now let's get back to the video. Okay, so I've been following this story of the Horipad for a while now. Back in June, Hori announced this Steam-branded gamepad, and they apparently even worked with Valve to create this thing. While it has had its detractors, on paper, I think this thing is almost everything that I want from a PC gamepad. It's got 4 extra buttons that are fully programmable in Steam, including 2 grip buttons and 2 extra face buttons. It's got 12 hours of battery life. It's got a gyro. It's got capacitive thumbsticks and dedicated Steam function buttons, including a home button and a quick access menu button. And when it's plugged in via USB, it can also act as a standard X input device. Now, it is missing a headphone jack, but I don't care terribly about that. And it's also missing rumble support. And if there was one thing that I was going to find annoying about this, it's the lack of trackpads. But honestly, I don't think that's going to be too big of a deal in this form factor. I don't know. I'm torn about it. I really am. But I would like to get my hands on it and try it. The expected release date is December 16th, 2024, and it's available for pre-order on Amazon right now. There's an affiliate link below if you want to pre-order it. It's $60 on Amazon if you want to pre-order it right now. So not too bad. So what does this mean for gaming on the deck while docked? Well, crucially, I think that it's going to make it feel a lot nicer. I mean, think about it. Like, I believe the touch-sensitive thumbsticks are indispensable when it comes to first-person games specifically. Being able to activate gyro aiming for games like Halo or even old-school PC shooters like Unreal Tournament using the capacitive sticks. I mean, for me, games like that are fundamentally unplayable on a gamepad without gyro aim. So having this Horipad that can be used like the Steam Deck's gyro aim, I am so stoked about that. All right, now it's time for the deals of the week, where we review the best bundles and sales in PC gaming so you can save some money while growing your library. This week we've got deals from Fanatical, Humble, and GOG. So first up, Fanatical's got a deal. We've got the Build Your Own Supreme Collection. This bundle offers 2 or 3 games for $12.50 each, 3 or 4 games for $12 each, or 5 or more for $11 each. In this bundle, we've got RoboCop Rogue City, which is ProtonDB Gold. We've got Another Crab's Treasure, which is verified. High on Life DLC bundle, which is verified. Ghostwire Tokyo Deluxe Edition, which is verified. Star Wars Bounty Hunters, which is verified. Dune Imperium, which is verified, and more. If this intrigues you, you should check out this deal while supplies last, because a few of the titles like Payday 3, Bears in Space, and Akimbot have already sold out. Next up, we have a few sales over on GOG. There's some pretty good games over there. We've got Alan Wake's American Nightmare, which is verified, and it's 70% off. We have the Oddworld franchise, which is 60% off for the older titles, and New and Tasty is 75% off, and that's rated gold. Then there's also Shadow Tactics Anniversary Bundle, which is verified, and it's 83% off. Finally, Humble Choice for November includes Warhammer 40,000 Darktide, which is ProtonDB Gold. Then we have Persona 4 Golden, which is verified. We have Lamplighters League, which is verified, Cassette Beasts, which is native, and more. As always, using my affiliate links below helps you save some money while also helping this show grow. If you use my links, thank you. All right, the marquee story this week. I've been super stoked about game recording to leave beta, and it finally hit. Along with a bunch of other big changes for the Steam Deck client. First, let's get into game recording because this is absolutely huge. First of all, what is game recording? Well, if you have a modern console, then you'll know that they all have this kind of feature where it's constantly recording in the background, and then you can go and clip out some of the footage from that and share it on social media or wherever you might want to share it. And Steam has finally added this feature here. So game recording is a new built-in system for creating and sharing your gameplay footage. And it works pretty much like you would expect it to work. Now, there are 2 ways that you can turn on game recording. The first is to just turn it on in the settings, and it'll record in the background automatically while you're playing. The other way is to manually start and stop it with a key combo. I believe it's Steam plus A. And then while you're recording, you can add event markers to your timeline, which will let you go back and find clips quickly. You can hold Steam and hit Y to add a marker to your timeline. You can also enable microphone recording as well as audio from the game and even external applications like Discord, so you can, get your friends calling you noobs or whatever else unspeakable things they might call you. Then you can go back into your timeline, you can review, clip, and share your gameplay. For sharing options, you can export a clip to your file system, you can send the clip to another device you're signed into, you can send the clip to your phone, or you can share it in a Steam chat. And I am super stoked to see game recording available for all players now. I can't wait to see how people use this online. As for the rest of this stable update, well, let's talk about it. They fixed a few issues with the Steam Deck, like how some games install on an external drive still appear in the library after the drive is removed. They also improved compatibility with native Linux titles that haven't been reviewed by launching them in the same runtime environment as those that have been reviewed. And I actually saw this firsthand with my upcoming game Chess Mess. The game would take fractions of a second to launch outside of Steam, but launching it from Steam would take ages. I didn't understand what was happening, but after this update, the game launches through Steam just as quickly as it does elsewhere, which is super great to see. I didn't even have to do anything to fix it. They also addressed a few other Linux and Steam Deck edge cases. Then for general fixes, they re-enabled remote installs from Steam Client via the streaming dropdown. Now this is something that my friend High Tech Lowlife talked about wanting from Steam on our new podcast Off the Console. Maybe Valve is watching our new show. I mean, that would be pretty cool. If you want to check that out, the link is up here. They also added AV1 video streaming on high-end systems. They made a bunch of improvements to Steam input, and they fixed some crashes and slowdown on Linux. They also removed the UI toggle to disable Proton support, and they fixed some high DPI issues on Linux. And there was a lot more too. I love seeing such big updates for Steam, and I'd love to hear your thoughts about this or any of the other stories that we covered today. I want to thank my patrons and my YouTube members for their continued support. It's because of these guys over here that I'm able to dedicate 2 days a week to make videos for you guys. And if you're enjoying the work that I do, you can become a member with the links below, and you can get your name listed in the credits. That's going to do it for now, though. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on Monday.